Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another blockbuster edition of the Hollywood Steve Wrestling Podcast, the only show with more drama than a Hollywood red carpet and more action than a Fast and Furious movie marathon. I'm your host, Hollywood Steve, and tonight we're diving deep into a loaded Monday Night Raw that came to us from the iconic O2 Arena in London, England. The crowd was hot, the stakes were high, and WWE is marching towards King and Queen of the Ring with some serious momentum. So make sure you guys hit that like button, share, comment, subscribe, ring that bell for notifications. Let's jump right into things, shall we? Raw opened with a beautifully hyped, produced package narrated by Wade Barrett, the perfect voice to set the tone for a night centered around royalty, destiny, and championship dreams. Then out came Obafemi, the man. Obafemi, the man looks like he was carved out of granite and placed on earth, especially to dominate the WWE. Oba stood in the ring and delivered a promo dripping with confidence. He talked about destiny and about inevitability, about how being king of the ring isn't just a goal, it's his birthright. He even asked the London crowd which championship he should go after once he wins the tournament. That's how confident this man is. He's already looking past the finals, but then the music hit. Yeet. Jey Uso walked out to a massive reaction. Jey told Oba that people have counted him out his entire life, from his early days in the bloodline to his rise as main event Jey. He said Oba is a mountain, sure, but he's climbed mountains before. He's beaten giants, he's beaten champions, he's beaten family, and he's ready to beat Oba. This was a fantastic opening, simple, effective, and made the finals feel huge. Backstage LA Knight, then we had a backstage segment with LA Knight. So backstage, LA Knight confronted Adam Pearce about last week's chaos involving Jacob Fatu. Knight was fired up, demanding answers, demanding action. Jimmy Uso walked up, and the two exchanged words, not friendly ones, of course. Jimmy's ego is growing by the week, and Jey wasn't having and Knight wasn't having any of it. Pearce stepped in and made the match official for later that night, Jimmy Uso versus LA Knight. Yeah. So it was a great setup for a match with real storyline weight. Then we had the Women's Tag Team Championship on the line. Paige and Bayley, the champions, taking on Bayley and Lyra Valkyria. The first match of the night saw Paige and Brie Bella defending the women's tag team titles against Bayley and Lyra Valkyria. The champs looked sharp. Paige's technical work and Brie's veteran instincts kept them in control. Bayley fought with her heart, but the real story was Lyra. She seemed off, distracted, frustrated. Paige and Brie retained in the end. Paige and Brie ended up retaining. But after the match, Lyra snapped. She attacked Bayley out of nowhere, leaving her partner laid out in the ring. Jackie Redmond tried to get a word with Lyra, but Lyra stormed off without saying a thing. This is a slow burn heel turn, and it's getting more interesting every week. It's true. Absolutely. And then we had Chad Gable's apology tour continuing. Chad Gable came out next to continue his apology tour. He called out Alpha Academy, Otis, Maxine, and Tozawa, and tried to make amends, but Maxine wasn't buying it. She told Gable that words aren't enough, that he's hurt them too many times. She convinced Otis and Tozawa to walk away with her. Gable was left alone in the ring, looking defeated. This storyline is really emotionally layered, and Gable is delivering some of his best character work of his career. Oh, absolutely. Then we got second match of the night, Dragon Lee taking on Ethan Page. So backstage, Dragon Lee was hyped up by Rey Mysterio and Penta before his match with Ethan Page. They told him to stay focused, stay sharp, prove why he belongs in the intercontinental picture. The match itself was fast, athletic, and hard-hitting. Dragon Lee hit a release German suplex. A springboard tornado DDT nearly ended it. Lee flew over the top rope, sending both men crashing over the announce table. But Ethan Page is crafty, and we all know that about Page. After kicking out of a big elbow, he went low. The referee didn't see it and hit the edgeplex for the win. A huge victory for All Ego and a setback for Dragon Lee here. The Vision speak. And then we had the Vision speaking. Then we had the Vision. The Vision were backstage with Jackie Redmond talking confidently about their upcoming match against the Street Profits. They're hungry, they're dangerous, and they're determined to take over the tag division. Well, we will see. I think the Street Profits had something to say about that. We will get into that. Then we had Io Sky and Liv Morgan confronting each other before their Queen of the Ring tournament finals match. Io Sky was interviewed in the ring by Jackie Redmond ahead of her Queen of the Ring finals match against Liv Morgan. Io spoke about discipline, focus, and destiny. Liv Morgan interrupted, furious about Io's attack last week. Liv barely got a sentence out before Io struck again, laying her out. Liv is emotional. Io is calculated. This is a perfect clash of styles heading into the finals. Definitely. Then we got my favorite segment of the day. I don't know if you guys are fans of Danhausen. I am. So here we go. Danhausen was backstage working on some bizarre contraption, something that looked like a grocery store shopping basket, fused with a science fair project. Dirty Dom and JD walked up, demanding the $100,000 Danhausen borrowed. Danhausen proudly explained he spent it on his machine. He tried to curse Dom, but Dom dodged, and JD got cursed instead. And JD claimed he was uncursable, and touched an electrical box and immediately got electrocuted. Danhausen vanished. This was peak. If you guys know Danhausen, this is peak Danhausen, weird, hilarious, and somehow advancing multiple storylines at once, which I thought was really good. And then we got our third match of the night, Jimmy Uso taking on LA Knight. Yeah. This match was physical from the opening bell. Knight slammed Jimmy's head into the announce table. Jimmy hit a whisper in the wind, made famous by Jeff Hardy. A Samoan drop nearly ended it. Jimmy hit a suplex on the apron, but then chaos erupted. Solo Sikoa came through the crowd and hit Jimmy, his own brother, with the Samoan spike. Solo then took out LA Knight as well, but Knight recovered first, hit the BFT, and stole the win. The bloodline is imploding, and Solo is becoming more unhinged by the week. And then we got the Judgment Day backstage, and I think we're starting to get the beginnings of the end of the Judgment Day. We had a little bit of an internal meltdown backstage. So back in the Judgment Day clubhouse, Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez were trying to figure out why everything keeps going wrong. Dom and JD stumbled in. JD still twitching from the electrocution. Then Liv stormed in, furious about Io Sky. Raquel confronted her, saying Liv is too focused on herself and not on the group. Judgment Day is fracturing from the inside. Absolutely. Absolutely. And then we got Corey Graves interviewing Seth Rollins before his steel cage match against Braun Breaker this Saturday at Night of Champions. Corey Graves wanted to get Seth's mindset going into the match. Corey Graves interviewed Seth Rollins ahead of his steel cage match with Braun Breaker at Night of Champions. Rollins was intense, focused, and deadly serious. He talked about surviving monsters, surviving legends, and surviving everything WWE has thrown at him. He said Braun Breaker is a different kind of threat, but he's ready. This was vintage Rollins, charismatic, confident, and compelling. Then we got the main event of the night. The Street Profits versus Braun Breaker and Austin Theory. This match had everything. Division attacked the Profits before the bell. Breaker hit a flying clothesline off the apron. Dawkins rammed Breaker's head into the ring post. Logan Paul interfered and then got ejected. Logan returned with brass knuckles. Joe Hendry returned and chased Logan out of the arena. Theory tried to use the knuckles. Seth Rollins' music hit, but he came through the crowd. So Seth Rollins' music hit, but he came through the crowd. Rollins nailed Theory with the brass knuckles. The Street Profits regained the tag titles. 1-time NXT champions and 4-time Raw champions. So they are now 5-time tag team champions. This was chaotic, dramatic, and wildly entertaining. So hey guys, this was a really good episode of Monday Night Raw. I want to know what you guys think in the comments down below. What you guys thought about Monday Night Raw and your guys' take on this whole Danhausen and what they're doing with Danhausen and just everything in general. Let me know what you guys thought about Monday Night Raw. Like I said, I thought it was a really good episode of Raw. There was a lot. I thought storylines got followed up. There was some really good. I thought there were some really good story beats. Just in general, I thought it was a good episode of Raw. But like I said, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. I really want to know what you guys think. I really appreciate the comments that you guys send, and let's really help this channel take off, guys. Let's help this channel get to 5,000 subscribers, okay? Really, let's do this, guys. I know we can do this, but I need you guys' help. I need you guys to subscribe. I need you guys to like the videos. I need you guys to comment. I need you guys to share them. Okay, I need you guys to ring that bell for notifications. But that is going to be this is going to be it for tonight's video on Monday Night Raw. I will catch you guys next time. And remember, guys, I always say this. When you're Hollywood Steve, you're just too sweet.